What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the preview for the game between Galatasaray and Manchester United in the Champions League at Rams Park. We are fresh off a win from Goodison Park, so hopefully we'll keep knocking these stadiums out of the park because the next one after that is St James's Park against Newcastle. Joining me on the panel today, we've got Sam and Chive. How are we doing, lads?
Good.
Good as well as we can be. No answer from Sam.
Sorry, I was checking the stream. That was all good. Yeah, I'm all right. I didn't know it was called Rams Park. I was like, are we playing at Derby's ground? Isn't that where they play? Like Rams Park.
Yeah.
It's a weird name.
Rams
But
Park.
there you go.
That's right. A lot of parks for in consecutively for whatever reason. Just a quick question: what game do you think's tougher? Obviously we know the result, the Everton one now, but prior to that, do you think the Everton game would be tougher or Galatasaray?
Galatasaray at home, man. That's an insane game, innit? Like, what was it? Welcome to Hell was the last time. Yeah, I know they referred to Everton as a bear pit, but that is like literally the seven circles of hell in Galatasaray. They don't fuck around. Fuck around. So yeah, it's going to be an intense fucking atmosphere, put it that way, I think.
Would you echo that then thoughts, Trevor?
Yeah, 100%. I was listening to Andy Mitten on the podcast, and he said that was by far like one of the worst grounds. Well, if you're an away team, it's like one of the worst places you would ever want to go. Not just in Turkey, but like in general, in terms of like. So yeah, it's definitely going to be more difficult. It's going to be more pressure because that's a must-win game for us to stay in the Champions League. If we lose that, we're out.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be very tough, isn't it? But if you look, towards the game yesterday, still very fresh in our memories. Of course, it seems like we're starting to turn a corner. I know that phrase gets used a lot, and it's very. I can tell by Chivy's face straight away. I know it's but we have. I think we've got 5 out of the last 6 wins. Is it something along the lines of that? The thing is, with Europe, it's very different, in it. It's been very different form. We seem to either have a red card in every single game or a penalty, and we've conceded a shitload of goals. So very, very different circumstances. Do you see this going any different given the form, Chive, that I say form, we haven't been playing amazing, but we've been getting wins on the board, is what I'm saying. Do you see this game going any different against Galatasaray in Europe, or do you think it'll still be an absolute mountain to climb?
I have no expectations for tomorrow's game. Like I'm not expecting us to win. Just based on what I've seen, I know we've won 4-6 or 5-6 or whatever people are saying. But you have to look at the teams we're beating.
Yeah.
With Sheffield, Luton. I don't remember the others, but like that, it's not like we've never beat anyone that we couldn't. That was kind of like better than us or on our level. Like we were schooled by Newcastle, like schooled.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the last time that we faced a team that was kind of supposedly on our level. Tomorrow, it will be down to. I mean, right now we're relying on individual brilliance, and I think that will be that's the only thing I'm hedging my bets on tomorrow. Is just one of our quality players just does something good, and then we kind of win. But it's really difficult because especially if we concede first, like to come back in that crowd on that ground, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull it off. So I'm just hoping that one of the players steps up, and then But as far as us going there as a team, putting in a performance, I'll be very surprised. I'll be happy. I'd love to see that, but realistically, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, it'd be all right if Garnacho pulled out one of them bicycle kicks again,
One of
wouldn't
them
it?
ones,
In the
honestly,
first 3 minutes as well, just to quiet the crowd down just a little bit. I was listening to you guys actually yesterday, and one of the names mentioned, Kobe Mainu, Sam, was absolutely outstanding yesterday. Unbelievable. Given the atmosphere in this one, would you still start him again, or would you manage it slightly, maybe bring in a more seasoned player in Amrabat?
I think me and Chivy were saying it on the review. We were basically saying I think you have to pick who's playing well and who's took their opportunities, and I think Kobe Mainu has took his opportunity and he's ran with it. Literally, He's come in after how long has he been out? 3 months? 3.5 months? A long time.
Well, yeah.
So, and he's coming like he's never been away. Looked absolutely at ease, crisp on the ball, confident, took his time, did everything well, didn't make a mistake, did two things that actually saved us from conceding. So I don't see why you would drop him, other than, like you said, the atmosphere, young kid and stuff like that. But I think even then, I think he can handle it. I think he's that kind of personality. I think he's got that sort of confidence in him that he could handle it anyway. So it'll be interesting to see what Ten Hag does with it, because I think after that performance, I think he deserves reward and he deserves another start. But again, then like I said, on the other hand, atmosphere, big Champions League game, blah blah blah. But I think sometimes it's the old adage, innit? If they're good enough, then they should play. Doesn't matter how young they are, like they should just play. And I think he's one of those people. I think the more games you give him, the better he'll become. So let's see what happens.
I have to say, so for him to go into that game at Goodison Park, we had the whole points deduction, the atmosphere was just booing. He didn't look fucking fazed by it one bit. Like, what, he was so just fucking chilled. Like, even when he got the ball, I think his first 3 touches was just like a little knock round the corner, combinational, and then boom, off you go. Played it forward when you needed to, kept hold of it when you needed to. Just every decision was like, it's almost, we haven't had a player like that. Like, obviously Casemiro can do it, and he was doing it last season, but he's been a little bit erratic this season. He's just come in, and I'm like, fucking, I know he's a kid, he's only 18 years old, but I want to see that every single game, because we've been lacking that for so fucking long, man. Just a calm presence in the midfield, and he really, really impressed me. He's my man of the match. I don't know. Yeah, I know Garnacho got it.
We agreed. We agreed. We said the same thing.
For the bicycle kick.
He was man of the match, 100%. I don't know why Gary Neville gave it to you. Well, he gave it to him because of the goal, obviously, but yeah, he was man of the match. And you know, it's quite telling on our midfield, to be honest, because I know he did really well, Kobe Mainoo, but if you look at it at the bigger perspective, he just did what he was supposed to do in terms of he kept it simple, and he wasn't just trying to. He wasn't making erratic decisions. And what really impressed me about him was just the lack of naivety. Like, he was not naive. He was so mature with the ball, and he was so intelligent with it as well. And he knows when to give it. He knows when he can. He's good on the half turn. He just kept it easy, just simple. Like, this is what I was hoping. I'm one of Pogba's biggest fans, but I just always wished he would just do that. Just keep it simple. Like, you don't always have to force the pass or hold on to the ball a little bit longer and stuff like that. Yeah, just give and go and keep it ticking. And that's what really helped us yesterday. And yeah, I hope to see him tomorrow. I hope to see him alongside Amrabat instead of McTominay, because when he plays McTominay, I think he wants him to be that extra presence in the box, but it wasn't really coming off last night, so there wasn't really any point there. But I'd like to see him against another similar style defender, just to be a little bit more solid.
Yeah, we're going to need that defensive solidity, I can't even speak. But we're going to need defensive capabilities at the back against Galatasaray, because I know they're leaky at the back, but they can score goals as well. In the Champions League, it's just a question to both of you. We've conceded 11 goals in 4 games in this group so far, but then in the league, we're joint top for most clean sheets. Anyone could answer this. Why do you think that is? Why is it different in Europe? Why have we got that many clean sheets in the league? And why is it 11 goals in 4 games in the Champions League?
There's probably situations to do with injuries, chopping and changing, defences and stuff like that. We played Varane quite a bit in the Champions League, whereas in the league he hasn't featured as much. It's been Johnny Evans, Harry Maguire and Lindelof. I think Dalot has been at fault for quite a few. I don't trust it. Yeah. And then he was at fault for the thingy as well in the league. What was it in the league? He was at fault. I can't remember which game it was, but there was a game where we conceded and he was at fault for that. And he's played out. He's normally playing out of position as well. When he was normally playing at like left back or something like that. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think Onana was still finding his feet in the early sort of Champions League games. We had that Bayern Munich mistake, didn't we? Which didn't help us and stuff. So I think there was a lot of uncertainty, nervousness, etc. like that. In the league, we seem to have ironed that out. Yes, the performances aren't quite there yet. Like, they're not there yet, but we're getting results. And hopefully then we could translate that now in the Champions League, I don't expect us to, because I just think I think it's already gone, to be honest with you. I just don't, even if we do qualify from this group, like, we're going to have to come up against better opposition in the next round, and the way we're playing, we're going to get absolutely smashed. So it might be better for us to go out, as much as I don't want us to. I enjoy the Champions League. I just think teams like Dortmund, teams like Milan and stuff like that are going to destroy us. Like, they'll wipe the floor with us. So you saw what Bayern Munich did to us. So yeah, I'm just not confident at all.
Well, you give me the perfect segue there for the next bit, because I want to talk a little bit about Galatasaray. As the group stands, Bayern are currently top with 12 points, and they've qualified. Copenhagen and Galatasaray are on 4, and we're on 3 points. So even if we win on Wednesday, which would put us on 6 points, we probably have to get a result against Bayern, because either team will be on 7. You know, if Copenhagen wins against Galatasaray or vice versa, they're going to be on more points than us. So we definitely need a win on Wednesday night, and then Bayern, I'm not sure. Maybe can get a draw, but I don't know.
Tuesday night, not Wednesday.
We're playing Wednesday, don't we?
Tuesday. It's not Tuesday.
Sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was
It's
Wednesday.
not.
Let me have a look. Let's see. The 29th. It's the 27th today, so Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday we're playing.
Oh man.
It's a
Really?
kickoff 5:30 as well. Like, it's an early kickoff.
Okay, cool. That's
So,
cool.
yeah. So, yeah, I can't remember where I was at, but it's either way, you're probably going to need 2 wins looking at that situation. One thing you would hope to take from this, Jivy, I know it's away, I know it's a tough place to go, but they was very open in the game at Old Trafford. So do you think if we can get an early goal similar to the Everton game, there's a lot more hope going forward in this one?
Yes. Obviously, I mean, getting the early goal obviously is always, or at least scoring first is always a good thing. One thing we've managed to improve recently is not conceding shortly after we've scored.
Yes, yeah.
Because that's what used to happen. You know, we'd score, and then in 5-6 minutes, the opposition scores. But that's in the Premier League. We haven't faced, you know, and this kind of ties into the question you asked before about why haven't we, you know, what's the difference? Because I think I agree with Sam as well. Like, we've gotten maybe a little bit better at managing the games over time, but I also think the level of opposition is also part of it as well, because we're facing Bayern Munich, we're facing Galatasaray, facing Copenhagen. Now, Gala and Copenhagen, obviously you'd say, yeah, we're Man United, we should be able to beat them, but these guys are league leaders in their respective leagues. Like, Copenhagen has this season been winning, like they're used to winning, so they're not like some rollovers, you know. So it's one of them ones where if we score first, we're gonna have to sit back, and thankfully our defense hasn't been that bad recently. I've been more impressed with the defense than going forward. I think the problem that we are facing a lot of the times is controlling the game and actually having a pattern of play going forward. But as far as defending, I think we've been able to do it recently. So yeah, I mean, I would never say scoring first is wouldn't be an advantage to us. I'd always want to have the first goal going in. It gives you, we've seen how goals change games, gives you confidence. Hopefully we can do that as well. But yeah, I think if we kind of get an early lead, or at least score, go into halftime ahead, and then just have 45 minutes to be able to deal with it. And yeah, but it's going to be tough. We're going to need these boys to be mentally sound, to be on point, and I just hope that we can hold on, because at the moment we don't have too many leaders in that squad available right now, and that's going to be a big thing. We're going to need that.
Yeah, I did like shades of the Everton game. There was patterns of play, there was nice defensive bits that I saw, but still some concerns. I thought Calvert-Lewin was getting a lot of time on the ball. They had a lot of chances, Everton, as well. Don't forget, they could have, you know, if they had the finishing boots on, that game could have easily been a draw. I was just filming the pros and cons then, and I was looking at the attackers. So prior to that game, Rashford had scored 1 in the league, and apart from that, no one else had scored. Martial didn't have a goal. Garnacho didn't have a goal, I don't think. Anthony didn't have a goal. Bliss didn't have a goal. So that's the main issue for
Højlund.
me. I agree with defensively we slightly improved, but you've got to fucking start scoring, man.
Yeah.
And we'll get onto Højlund shortly. But from the game in general, Sam, what are you expecting from it? I mean, I'm not expecting to be a tactical expert, but do you think it'll be similar to the Everton game in terms of how it played out?
It obviously depends on the sort of lineup that Ten Hag goes with. I know we'll get into lineups later because we've not got Rashford involved. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, I mean, I'll leave it up to the people watching because he's been out of form. Yeah, there you go. He's been out of form for the entire season. So it might give... Me and Chivy were talking about a potential sort of lineup of like a combination of like Martial, Højlund and Pellistri, or Martial, Højlund and Garnacho, something like that. Just to see if it could work together and see if there's a difference there, because I just think that right hand side of ours is completely dead. Nothing happens there. Nothing.
You know what though,
goes
Sam?
on.
I'd rather have an out of form Rashford on the right than anyone we've played there. I don't know why, but
It's just like it's like, you know, what's the area outside of where Chernobyl is, that town they evacuated? I can't remember what it's called. Pripyat. Pripyat. Do you know the thing? You know the with the Ferris wheel and nothing can live there.
Yeah.
Nothing can live there. Everything's dead. The water's fucked. Everything. That's our right wing at the minute. Like, it's just completely desolate. Everything that goes there dies. Anthony fucked. Sancho fucked. Mason Greenwood, like, just completely. It's all completely ruined on that side. So that's a frustrating part of it. We're even talking about Dallo playing there just because he knows how to put a cross in. So just fucking play somebody who can put a ball in and just do something, because it's so frustrating, that right hand side. So I think the lineup, it has to do with something. I'll get to my lineup when we go into 11s and stuff like that. So that's a big thing. And like Jimmy said, confidence. Score first. We can ride this out, and you just got to sort of block out the noise and the vitriol that's obviously going to come from the Galatasaray fans. You've got to try and just focus on your game and stuff like that. But if we score first, I think we can do that. If we concede first, I think it's game over. I don't see us coming back from it. Like, I don't see us fighting back. I don't see us coming back to the game. But I think if we score first and we keep our heads and keep it together, then we can get something out of this. But if we concede first and we play like we have in the previous games, where we're wide open at the back, just completely letting Bayern Munich score at will and Copenhagen score at will, then yeah, it's not going to be a good night for us. So we definitely need to keep our heads on straight, and then be interested to see who plays up front and who he plays and stuff like that, because there's a lot of question marks there. Højlund aside, like, that front line is wide open for anybody to take spots because nobody's playing well, like nobody.
Yeah, and on reflection in the first game, Chivy, what worried you the most about that? Was it individual errors, or what do we need to polish from that game to get this right?
From the first game against
Galatasaray.
Yeah. Weren't we leading at some point? Like, it was 2-1,
twice.
I think.
We led twice.
Twice, yeah.
Poor
Højlund.
Well, first game, poor Højlund. I mean, ability to hold the lead would be ideal, but when it comes to like the systems, you guys have not been a fan of the way we play this season. Like, I've really, and it just breaks my heart every time I see it. Like, we have to deviate away from this style of play. However, it would be this transitional football that we're trying to play now would be perfect for tomorrow's game, because they'll be onto us, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to sit back and they'll be onto us. So this would be perfect for us to now be able to win the ball and make that quick, 3, 4, 5 second transition, counter attack onto them. It's perfect. It's supposed to be set up for us to be able to, utilize and take advantage of the way they'll come at us. But I don't think we're going to do it. And I really don't know how to answer your question in terms of things that we need to do in terms of, avoiding what happened last time. I think last time it was, we gave them a competitive game. We just folded mentally and just allowed them sort of, tracking runs, things like that. Like, we just lost
Mistakes
concentration.
don't help, do they? The
Yeah, just
mistakes that we
individual
made,
mistakes,
fuck
loss of
me.
concentration. Yeah, it was an easy ball. Like the third goal they scored, I was so
Yeah.
upset about that. So I think it's one of those things where we have to just keep it simple. This is why I'm happy Rashford won't play tomorrow, because we need somebody to be able to make really good decisions on the ball, especially when we're transitioning in attack. So this is why I would prefer to see someone like Bellistri, because at least with Pellistri, he knows his role. He knows exactly what he's supposed to do. He's not going to overdo it. He's going to keep it simple, play basic, and
Do you know?
that's all I'm hoping for. I don't want to see legovers and dribbles, and no, just be compact, be disciplined, make easy decisions. Easy, just make easy decisions.
Do you know what
That's all I
lets us
want
down?
from you.
Do you know what lets us down? And I've noticed it in several games. Our passing is the slowest passing in the world. I've never seen the lack of pace in our passing or lack of urgency. We get on the ball and then we stop and then we look round and go, okay, who's available? Okay, him. Sideways. Okay, who's available? Oh, he's just made a run, but I won't pass to him. And it just goes on and on and on. And it's this slow, ridiculously poor build-up play. And it just leaves you, when you get to the defensive line, it just leaves you just repeatedly going back inside and back inside,
Yeah.
because we have no idea how to cut through a line, how to make an incisive pass, play a through ball, one touch, like out your feet. We have no idea till we do any of this shit, and it's so frustrating to watch. And I think if you want to beat top teams who are going to press you and who are going to put it on you, you need to be able to quick pass and incisive and instinctual and go, I know where he's going to make this run, and as soon as I get the ball into my feet, it's getting pinged out, ball in behind or whatever. And we don't do it, and that's why we look so pedestrian and so slow every time we play. And you know what we're going to do. You know exactly what we're going to do, and it's until we sort that out, I just don't see any sort of progress.
Yeah, but there was a move that what's his name did yesterday, Kobe Maino, that was so impressive, and this is why you need ball players, right, in your team. And when he gets the ball on the half turn, right, and then he suddenly just carries it maybe a couple of yards forward, spots Garnacho making a run, and he literally plays a through pass from the midfield. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was just a little bit over here for Garnacho.
Yeah.
But it was so intelligent, and these are the kind. But it looked very textbook. It didn't look like it was,
Wasn't a Hollywood Bruno pass, was it? Where he's
No,
like,
no, it just looked very textbook, and this is why you need ball players in your team. But when we play with McTominay, with Bruno, with these guys, I don't know. I don't want to keep going on about this, but
No, you're spot on, because the thing is, when I think the reason why Ten Hag started playing these guys is because it's backs against the wall. We need to get results, and I know these guys are going to at least put a shift in or stick to the game plan. Whereas sometimes, the players that have been taken out of the team, Lissandro and Varane were really, really good together. But when you pair Varane and Maguire, it just doesn't work at all. And I think that's why it's like, well, who fits better with Maguire? He knows Lindelof, he knows Johnny Evans, he has a better relationship there. It's about getting fucking chemistry in the team, ultimately. Because people here talk about these patterns of play that we're not seeing. It's because we've had so many different partnerships across the pitch. We've had no consistency throughout the full fucking team. The front three have changed more than anything I've seen. The middle, we've had Hannibal, Mount, Amrabat, Casemiro, fucking so many different partnerships. And then the centre-backs as well. There's been 7 different partnerships at the centre-back. So throughout the full team, it's like that.
I also think that there's a lot of players who are playing at the minute who are not capable of playing the way we need to play. I don't think Scott McTominay is capable of it. Yes, he'll put a shift in. Yes, he's got a mentality and stuff like that, but he's not capable of playing the way we want to play. Harry Maguire is not capable of playing the way we want to play. You saw the difference when someone like Luke Shaw came in. I know he didn't have an absolutely amazing game, but you saw the difference on that left-hand side. A guy who knows how to play and knows he's good with the ball, makes runs, intelligent passing and stuff like that. Kobe Manu, another one. You saw the difference when you get players who are capable of doing that. In a minute, we're just in survival mode. Let's get 11 guys on the pitch who will try as their hardest. They're not going to have the greatest technical ability. They're not going to have the greatest sort of flair or whatever, but they'll put a shift in, and
It's
that's
getting
where
points
we're
on the board,
at.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's where
the
we're at.
main
in a
thing.
minute.
I think he's looked at it. He's like, I could either keep pushing this or tweak it. He did the exact same thing last season. Wasn't working. Tweaking, get points on the board. Eventually, when players come back, start going that way again. But I think some Wednesday night's game, is going to be fascinating because the pressure that's going to be on him in that stadium is going to be like no other they've felt this season. I know we've been to hostile atmospheres.
Put up or shut up, innit? You got to put up or shut up. Like if you fold in this game, then your mentality ain't right. Like you haven't got it. Like
let's see what you fucking made of, innit?
I think we'll pull it off though. I think we'll still pull it off.
I think it's going to be a huge decision if he decides to play Kobe Mainoo in the midfield. Like I think he deserves it. It's merited, but I think to say to an 18-year-old kid at Galatasaray, you're going to be the main man in midfield, go again, is a massive decision. So I'll be interested to see who starts in midfield on Wednesday. Right, let's do some quick fire questions. Wednesday evening, Rams Park, Galatasaray versus Manchester United. Will United concede?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will.
Will Højlund score?
If he plays, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose.
Will Varane feature?
Don't think he'll start.
As a last minute sub, maybe.
Yeah, like 5 minutes.
What, like Copenhagen and give it away again?
Yeah, it'll be five minutes from the end.
Yeah. Any surprise selections in the team?
I've picked a couple. But I'll save it for my thingy.
Just save it. Do you think there'll be any surprises, Chivy, or do you think it'll be very similar to the team?
I mean, what kind of? I mean, the squad is so thin. Like,
yeah,
anyone. I suppose the only surprise might be the goalkeeper. But oh yeah, he's Turkish, isn't he?
Yes.
Ah, right.
Did he play for Galatasaray or Fenerbahce? I can't remember.
No, Fenerbahce, I think it was.
Oh, they'll fucking hate him then. Jesus Christ. He's going to get some
Was
dogs.
it Fenerbahce or was it Istanbul or something?
It might be Besiktas.
He's from where Raphael went to. Remember Raphael? Raphael. He went to Istanbul.
Did Fred go? Where did Fred go? Where did Fred go?
He went Fenerbahce, didn't he?
Did he go Fenerbahce? Yeah, so it was Fenerbahce because he said he spoke to Bayinde when he was leaving Fenerbahce and he was going.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if he plays, they're gonna fucking hate him because Galatasaray do not like Fenerbahce.
I don't think it'd be a good idea to even bring him to the stadium.
No, just go home. Stay at home.
Yeah, just leave him at home, man.
Will it be a VAR decision or a red card?
Probably
both.
Yeah, probably true. And who is your prediction for man of the match?
Onana.
Yeah,
I think that's a good shout. Right, should we do predicted 11s, Samuel?
Yes. There we go.
I'm tardy.
Nick, you're up.
I think I went Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Shaw, Reguilon.
I think you went Bayinde.
No, you went.
Bayinde. I did. I went Bayinde. It's because I got Onana on my thing there. Yeah, Bayinde, I thought the Turkish connection, but then what we just mentioned there about fucking Galatasaray fans, absolutely there. I think I'll probably take him out and put Onana back in. I don't think I'd like to see Mainoo in the midfield, but I don't think he's going to play him. I think he's going to go with Amrabat. I don't know why. I think he'll go Amrabat, McTominay, Bruno, and then Antony will be backing on the right hand side because I think he only picked up a minor knock in training. I think he did put Højlund up top and then Garnacho on the left. I think that should be enough to do it, but whether it is or not, obviously, a completely different question.
Chivy, I believe you got the same team.
Yeah, I think I just said. You guys know I'm not a big fan. Well, not like I'm not a big fan, but the predicted 11s thing. I don't know. Anyway, did Marshall play the full game against?
No.
Right. Okay.
70 minutes.
I think he might start, and then Højlund comes on.
Yeah.
They're both not completely fit or whatever. So I don't think we'll see. I know Sam yesterday. You and I were hoping we'd see.
No, we won't see it. We won't see it. But...
I think it will be either or. So I'm gonna go Onana, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, and Reguilon. And
he's changed his entire backline here. Chivy.
And then we're gonna go. Hold on. Then we're gonna go. Kobe Mainu. Oh, yeah, Kobe Mainu, Amrabat. Sorry, McTominay, Amrabat,
Okay, now.
Bruno, and then Anthony, Hoyland, and Garnacho.
Okay.
I can't edit it real time, Chivy. Like,
just have the PNGs ready and just like place them over wherever you've put the player.
Oh shit! I forgot. You guys have the graphic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why we asked you before the show.
It's all right. Have you put Shaw in your team there?
Yeah, he put him as centre back because he said the same as you, but then obviously he's not posting it. He's now decided he's not in the team.
Yeah, don't worry about it. What's everyone else?
Let's go with Knicks. Let's go with Knicks.
Okay. People in the chat, let us know who you would start in this game specifically, individuals, and let us know your score predictions because we're going to do them right now. Sam, do you want to start us off?
Am I not doing my team?
Yeah, Sam's going to do his team, and then we're going to do score predictions.
I'm sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
Is this predicted 11s like what we predict Ten Hag would choose, or what
Yes.
we would
Yes.
like to?
Yes. Ten Hag will choose.
What we think Ten Hag would choose?
Yes.
Right, okay. All right, cool.
Okay.
Sure.
It's not like you've been on the channel for long, is it, Chivy? When this concept works.
I don't know, sorry.
Okay, anyway, yeah. So I've got Onana because we spoke on the Bay India thing. I've got Maguire and Lindelof in the middle, Wabsack on the right, Shaw on the left. I've picked Kobe Mainu because I think he had a fantastic performance and he deserves a starting spot, and I'd love to see it. So I think he'll come back in. I think McTominay keeps his place because he just seems to play in no matter what. Bruno, I think Anthony comes back in, Garnacho on the left, and then Hoyland starts. But I wouldn't be surprised to see Martial start, like Chivy said, and then Hoyland come on. But I think Hoyland's got Champions League goals, so you need to sort of put your best striker on there. So that's what I've done.
Depends on the injuries, innit? Because you never know the situation. You don't know how close, because Ten Hag doesn't really give much about things. So you don't know if Anthony's going to be there. You don't know if Hoyland's going to be there. Just have to fucking wait and see. I hope Hoyland is because he's joint top goal scorer at the moment, innit? So if he gets a couple more, then he's really starting, pushing up that table. Right then, yeah, Sam. Do you want to kick your predictions off?
I'll try and be positive, but I think I'll go 3-2. I think there's goals in it, but I do think we'll concede. I do think
3-2 to us or them?
Yeah, 3-2 to us. I think we'll get it done. I think it'll be similar to Old Trafford. We'll go ahead, we'll peg back, we'll go ahead again and get pegged back, and then there'll be a winner somewhere. Hopefully, someone like Kobe Mainu or something like that, like guy who's like properly up for it and gets the winner, and we can limbs in the away end. That's what I want. So.
Chivy?
Yeah, I think it would be one of those kind of games, one of them high scoring 3-2 sort of games, or 2-1. But there would be lots of I think because there's so much on the line, it's going to be a very, very eventful game. I think for some reason, even though I don't have any belief in the way we play, I still think a moment of brilliance is all we need, and I think we'll still do it. Just because of the whole Manchester United energy. This is what we do. Like, whenever it's impossible.
This is what he does.
Yeah, whenever it's like an impossible thing, we go and fucking do it. And then we'll probably lose our first match when we go into whatever. But I think we'll pull it off. It kind of reminds me of when we went away to PSG. And when it was just like the odds were just stacked against us. Like, there was no way we were going to pull it off. And I promise you, if I think really hard, I might be able to find like 5 different examples where the odds were against us, and then somehow we just managed to spam a win somehow. So I think I'm still confident that we'll pull it off somehow. I really don't know how, but I think we'll do it.
Yeah, United tend to defy logic at the best of times, don't they? So
yeah. This is what they do to us every single time.
It is. It really, really is. Shout out in the chat saying Onana, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof, Delo, Mainu, Scott, Bruno, Garnacho, Hoyland, and Anthony. The Dalot thing, I would rather play Wan-Bissaka because in the last game you had that situation where Zaha scored in it and Dalot's defending on it was just fucking terrible. So I'd feel a lot more comfortable.
And Copenhagen as well.
Yeah,
And
just
Zaha, yeah, and Wan-Bissaka and Zaha, like, they know each other from Palace.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, there
So
was
like,
that Palace game, wasn't there, where Zaha was in on thing
Yeah.
and he was through, and then he turned around and saw Wan-Bissaka and was like, "Oh
remember that, yeah.
fuck, man!"
Yeah,
'Cause he
was
said he
"One
was like,
down."
"I'm scoring," and then when he saw Wan-Bissaka, he was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And he said that's the only guy who's going to tackle him. So
This is the best defensive right back in the world, I think.
And
1v1.
he's just never nervy. Like, he's never under any pressure. It's just calm the whole time. So
and he makes the
I
tackle
think you need that,
every
innit?
time.
Like Kobe Mainoo's. Nana's like that. I know we made mistakes in the thing, but he has that presence where he is very calm and collected. Wan-Bissaka, Mainoo, get players in like that if needs be, because you're going to fucking need it. That crowd is going to be hostile. When United come into town, they are going to make it horrible. Flares on the pitch, fucking incidents in the stands. You just know what's going to happen. Yeah,
I'm worried about the away lads, like the guys who are going to watch it there, because it will definitely be scuffles. Like,
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Fingers crossed no one gets hurt, but it's Galatasaray away, innit? Can't really promise anything. Right, yeah, Shah-Sam saying 3-1 to United. I will go with...
Nick is going to go 1-1.
We've been shit in the Champions League, man. So I can't...
There's been goals,
so
though.
shit.
There's been goals.
There's been goals. There has. I'll go 2-2. United and Galatasaray, 2-2.
That's the Champions League over then.
Scrapper.
It's 2-2.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
over, isn't it?
But to be honest, like you said, even if we advance, I know this sounds super pessimistic, but even if we advance against the big teams, get slaughtered. So, you know. Yeah. Well, I hope we win, obviously. We will see you guys for on Wednesday evening, because I think this game's at 4:45 or 5:30, so it's the earlier kickoff. When they have a bit of a mad time. So we'll have the pre-match build-up for that, and of course we'll have the post-match review as always. The pros and cons will be dropping probably about 12 o'clock tomorrow, to keep an eye out for that, and then there'll be a regular news show tomorrow night as well. So make sure you're locked in, turn on that notification bell, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, leave a like in the video, and me, Chivit, and Sam will see you lot in the next one. Peace.